Welcome to Real Talk with Garrett and Laura. Today we're talking more old house problems.
Today we're going to cover oil heat, popcorn ceilings, and removing a kitchen wall.
Let's dive in.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so oil tanks are a heating system in place of a furnace. It's less efficient and a more expensive way to heat your home.
And for real though, it's because oil tanks are regularly being decommissioned. Oil tank companies are desperate, and so they'll end up being really professional and attentive to whatever your requests are. There's nothing wrong with functioning oil heat. It's just isn't the common sense way to heat your home. So the best route to do would be to decommission it and do electric or gas furnace.
Decommissioning is indeed the way to go. Oil heat is expensive. It can be an environmental hazard if there's a leak. And when they decommission, all they do usually is fill it with sand.
Mm-hmm. And it can be spendy, but it'll pay for itself in the long run with your cost savings on your utilities. So decommissioning in Washington varies. Could be $800, could be $2,000, and there's a lot of different variables of there. If it's above ground versus buried, and then kind of in the grass or underneath concrete. But they'll if it needs to be fully dug up, or just if they can fill it with sand. So those are kind of all the determining factors. So we can't say for sure what the price is going to be, but anywhere $800, $2,000. Moving on to popcorn ceilings, which is one of my favorite items because it's very common in old houses. It can be a deterrent to home buyers, but it really isn't that big of a problem. And people really resist a house just because of popcorn ceilings, and it's super simple fix. So it's really just a steam and scrape process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've seen Chip Gaines do it on Fixer Upper. It seems really easy, but he also tears everything down, and it seems really easy. Anyway, it is an easy fix, but I agree. Often I'll walk into a house with a client and they see popcorn ceilings and immediately reject the house. And I guess not a lot of people are super into the 1970s. I get it, but my advice is to try to look past it because it is an easy fix. And what you want to do is just plan to remove it before moving in because it is a goopy mess.
Mm-hmm. And another reason to remove it is because if you leave it there, it's throughout every room in the house. And so you're always going to be looking up at it. And so another tip on when you're removing popcorn ceiling, that's a great time to reconfigure your lights and add more can lights. A lot of those houses that have popcorn ceiling also, they just don't have adequate lighting throughout the house, spaced out throughout the house.
Is an outlet connected to a light switch in one in a room not enough lighting for you?
Right, pretty much. Yeah, or you go turn on the light switch and it doesn't go. It's like, oh yeah, it must be attached to one of the outlets for a lamp. One
outlet for one lamp for the whole room. It's just seriously, what was the plan here? Did people read then? Guess not. Okay, so jokes aside, another biggie in old houses that we hear about a lot is a closed off floor plan. So back in the day, people wanted their kitchen separate from their dining room. They could hide their mess and their cooking disaster while hosting a party. And honestly, that makes a lot of sense to me because now when I have a party, people hang out in the kitchen and you have to clean up your pre-clean up for your mess that you're going to have during the party. Anyway, whatever. Alas, not the trend anymore. Everybody wants an open floor plan, and the old way is out of fashion.
Yes, and open floor plans really suit modern life, like you're talking about. When we can go back to having real dinner parties of, you can participate in. If you're in the kitchen, you can see what's going on in the living room or dining room, or if you have the TV on in the living room, you can be in the kitchen and still see it and everything. So it's great for the open flow of using all the all the rooms for living room, dining room, and kitchen.
Yeah, it's definitely a good function. So first things first, when deciding to remove a wall, you need to learn if that wall is load bearing or not.
That would be important. Make sure the house doesn't fall over.
Yeah. Small detail.
Yeah. And if it is load bearing, make sure that you get an adequate beam in place to support the weight. So either you can do another runner across the top, or you do a post along the side that then makes, so you still have the island. It just creates more of a T with the island and open kitchen.
Yeah, so you can do that, or you can also frame your island with a beam on or post on either side. So it frames your island. It looks really nice.
Yeah. I mean, you still get the open floor plan, and the construction to it's a little less complicated. That's what we did on my current home because it's a 1903 house, and just wanted to make sure that what is now the primary bedroom and bathroom that used to be an attic didn't fall into the living room and kitchen. So we made sure to keep that post in there, but it still feels like open concept, even though it does have the post across the one side.
And I think that having posts on the island, if there's a bar, it particularly looks nice, just frames it nicely. So you get the open feel, it keeps the function, and it's a little less effort construction wise. Yeah. Well, I hope that we're really making you guys want to buy an old house, because obviously we're offering these things.
Or at least less afraid to buy an old house,
Yeah,
so that you can help get the place you want. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of houses in Seattle, and most of them are old. So hopefully we're just making it less scary.
Mm-hmm. Well, let us know what you want to hear on any of the upcoming week's topics. We'd love to know what you guys want to hear, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.